Hello guys, my name is Solarts and I want to talk about Ren. Yes, we have a Ren video. And it's to simply talk about what I think RWBY could do better with him, because Ren just feels like a boring character. And I know somebody's probably going to say, oh well, that's his entire personality. He's supposed to be chill and relaxed and you're not really supposed to care too much about them. Even Monty stated directly that Nora kind of sucks all the fun out of him. She's supposed to be the fun, energetic type and Ren's supposed to be the chill type. And while that is true, he still just feels boring. He doesn't feel like he has much personality, and the personality that we do get just feels very in my opinion. So when we talk about it, his personality is just very chill. He's very calm. He doesn't do much. He doesn't say much. He doesn't bother anybody. He's just there. And that's not a bad thing. There are many characters like that in media that do a good job. So what makes Ren so bad in my opinion? Well, I don't want to sit here and make it seem like he's the worst at it, because he's simply just not. I actually enjoyed a lot of Volume 1 through 3 Ren because he felt sort of humorous. He didn't say much, he didn't do much, but when he at least did say something, it felt like it added something. Like, that's not the sound that birds make. Or was it a sloth? It may have been a sloth. His reaction to being booped, his fight scene, him screaming out Nora when she ran away, him saying don't do that again. His character didn't do much. It didn't add much, but it had some personality. It had some funny moments. When John is spilling his heart out to Ren and he's like, you know, you're like a brother I never had and I care about you, and you know, he's trying to talk about girls and stuff, and Ren is reaching for his clothes because he's naked. I think it's very funny. It shows off his personality. He's not just a boring guy. He has something there even if he's quiet. So I do enjoy those moments. And even through Volume 4 and Volume 5, he has some moments there, but they're not a lot besides, you know, his backstory and him being filled with rage and him being, you know, kind of distant towards Nora sometimes. But Volume 4 and 5 was very memorable for him, so I won't fault him for that, because that was his arc, his story, and it also just showcased him and Nora. It was great for him. So after that, it just felt like personality kind of just sucked. It just became very pessimistic and bland and bad, and at one point it didn't even feel like Ren was Ren at one point. And even when it did feel like Ren, it just felt like, man, so much is just coming out of nowhere from a character that doesn't show much. Which I'm not saying, oh, he has to not show much forever. I'm not sitting here and saying that. I'm sitting here and saying that there has to be at least some sort of build up, and sometimes it just didn't feel like that build up existed. It felt like we got Ren stressed out, and yes, he was stressed for reasons, but it felt like boom, he just random stress spike because of everything that's happening. Stay stressed, blows up, calms down, boom, resolution. And in my opinion, you could sit here and say, oh, but that sounds good. But in my opinion, I don't think it sounds good, because I felt like we should have had it. And I know some people can sit here and say that sounds good, but for me, I feel like it could have just been a bit better. I feel like it should have been silent character, chill. Okay, we're getting stressed. Okay, he's asking more questions. He's probing. He's a little more annoyed. He's, you know, more frustrated. We're getting more screen time on him, just saying these things or feeling these things or questioning or doubts or something. And then we start getting him, you know, getting stressed, getting angry, getting whatever. And then you have those events play out like the rest, but it didn't feel like that. So Ren at one point just felt like, man, what the fuck? I know a lot of critics love Ren for his scene where he stands up against Yang and, you know, he tells them that I don't think we were ready for this, because a lot of people feel like, yeah, maybe Team RWBY wasn't ready for this. This was a very big responsibility. And I'm not here to say whether he's right and or wrong in that scene, because in my opinion, it's a decent scene, but it also is just harsh no matter what it is. For him to tweak out and snap like that at John, at Yang, it feels sudden, it feels unexpected, especially for a character that we've known for 5 volumes to be chill, calm, and relatively laid back. The only time we didn't see him laid back, like I said, is when it came down to his family, his history, his village. So his personality shifted a bit, and right now I'm in a weird place where I don't know what I want from Ren. Do I want him to continue being like this and more expressive? Yes, I would like him to be more expressive, but I'd still want him to be also the chill, silent guy. That's his role at the end of the day. Now, there's a good mix on doing this because there's actually a series that showcases characters' personalities. You wouldn't believe it, but RWBY does a good job at showing off these characters' personalities, believe it or not. Yes, obviously these things aren't canon, obviously these things are played out and jokes, but some characters just feel like, wow, this is something they would do even if it is a gag, and it has a lot of charm and it has a lot of personality. And Ren in those moments felt like, yeah, he did have some charm, he did have some personality. When it came to the pancakes, when it came to the caffeine, when it came to the boy band, when it came to all of those things, Ren felt like, man, he has something here. We don't get this often from the series, but it is there. And I wish for that to be more of a thing. Not skits or anything, I'm not saying that, but just for more of his true personality to come out, instead of just being angsty and all that other stuff. Now, a thing that sucks for Ren though is Nora. Now, I love Nora, she's a great character, but when you have a character as silent and quiet as Ren, and then you have a character as energetic and spastic as Nora, those two things just contrast. And you're gonna get some people who really love Nora and don't care about Ren, or you're gonna get people that love Ren but don't care about Nora, and or maybe somebody likes both. But in my experiences and from talking to other people, a lot of people like Nora and don't really care about Ren, to where at one point he just feels forgettable. Why do you exist? Why are you here? And it sucks too, because a lot of Ren moments are good when he's the supporting role, as in he's making other people look good and being funny to then boost himself up. Ren shines so bright because he contrasts with Nora. Ren shines so bright in RWBY because John, Neptune, and Sun's personality. But Ren, when he is by himself, usually feels like he just sucks. He isn't there. I could look at Sun by himself, I can look at John by himself, even Neptune and Nora. But Ren by himself, that just sounds like a character I don't care for and just sounds like a very boring time. Yes, there are characters who rely on each other. For instance, Neapolitan and Roman, those are my two favorite characters in the series. Neo relies heavily on Roman, a lot. But Neo also felt very interesting when she wasn't with Roman. Same with Roman. Roman felt very interesting even when he didn't have Neo by his side. That's a great dynamic because it's two characters who are great individually, and when they become together, they become even greater. But when it came down to Ren, I just don't feel that way. Now, to talk about something else, aka his fighting style. Ren, we see him fight against King Taijutsu or something, the Twin Snakes, and it looks really great. It looks so fucking cool. But besides fighting Grim and killing Grim, what else has he really done that's very notable? Yeah, sure, he fought an unknown team in the Vital Festival tournament and managed to hold his own after spinning back, but that first time fighting, he got electrocuted and sat down immediately. Yes, Ren looks cool, yes, he's the fast martial artist, and yes, he has one of my favorite fighting styles when they do it right, but his record sucks. He only does good against Grim. He only fights Grim, and in my opinion, this is RWBY. We've seen RWBY in a Red trailer fight hordes of Grim. We've seen characters take down entire schools. We've seen people get launched into pillars, spun around like crazy, fall from the literal sky. So a horde of Grim or a couple Grim are nothing. This should be something that Ren should do with ease. And from Volume 1, it looks like he can do it with ease. And he has his moments where he does fight Grim, but when it comes down to an actual capable fighting opponent, he just looks very terrible. And when it comes down to the new animation style, he usually has his go-to, which is shoot out his weapons and then use the string to launch himself forward like he's Spider-Man. It's a cool looking attack, but the effectiveness rate is practically like a Final Flash. It's not really killing anybody, it's not doing any great damage. Usually it gets countered and smacked away easily. It happened with the Hound, it happened with Neapolitan, and it happened with so many other characters. So even your fighting style feels very basic, it feels very bad, it's not effective, it's not good, your personality isn't that great, and you're getting outshined by the girl that is constantly nearby you. So it's looking really rough for Ren right now. Furthermore, his semblance. Now, I am not here to sit here and say that Ren's semblance doesn't fit his personality. It makes sense for a character such as him. It's peaceful, calm, so of course your semblance is going to reflect that because it's a part of your soul. It's a manifestation of it. However, it also just doesn't sound that good when you really think about it. If Ren's entire semblance is focused on masking emotions and being calm, this is already a calm character. He doesn't necessarily need this semblance. Sure, was it useful in his childhood? Of course. Has it shown to be useful to other people? Also, of course. But when you really think about it, if you give a calm character a semblance that makes them calm, that just feels like it doesn't do much. It's like giving Bakugo a quirk that makes him yell more. He already yells a lot. That doesn't do much for him. He should already be calm enough to where a Grim shouldn't detect him. Furthermore, his semblance upgrade just feels like it's not that good, and in my opinion, undeserved. Also, before I talk about his semblance being upgraded, I would like to say that yes, he is able to calm himself and max his emotions. That is great. He didn't even do this against an actual person like Neapolitan. Now, would this have worked on Neapolitan? No, it wouldn't have. Neo is very capable of seeing through people, not to mention he would have lost that fight. We seen Ren fight Yang during the food fight, and he didn't manage to land a hit on her, and Neo managed to beat Yang without even trying. So yeah, it's looking bad for Ren. Calm, angry, or whatever, he's just losing that fight. Anyways, to talk about his semblance, his upgrade just sucks. You're allowed to understand other people's emotions, something that Ren felt like he could already do. Ren isn't extremely dense. Is he dense? Yeah, a bit, but he's not the most dense. Furthermore, this is a semblance upgrade for a character such as him, and it's just led to understanding the Aesop's feelings and Winter's feelings and Harriet's feelings, when I feel like other people deserve it more because they do more. Yeah, this helps with Emerald and understanding her and why she's so scared and things of that nature, but besides that, I just don't think that Ren deserves it. There are so many other characters that feel like they deserve a semblance upgrade. So Ren, the character that's been farming Grim all day, sometimes loses to them, doesn't really have any actual fights that are like good for himself, and is starting to have a emotional breakdown. He's the one that gets the semblance upgrade, but somebody like RWBY or Yang or Weiss or Blake or John or Nora, any of those people, none of them get it. Even Oscar could have got it, but instead you gave it to Ren, and the upgrade doesn't feel good at all either because he's just able to detect people's emotion. I'm not sitting here and saying that the semblance sucks because it's not used for fighting. That would be a stupid reason, but it just doesn't feel like it does much. What does understanding someone's emotions really going to do in any situation, really? Besides the one the series has given us, what is that semblance going to do? Not much. So it feels like it's wasted and undeserved. Realistically speaking, I just hope they give him some sort of personality in Volume 10, get him back with Nora, give him, his own shine, make him a capable fighter that could actually show to win against capable people. I don't know, give him a sparring session against Sun and have it be a close fight or something. At least have him have something that makes it look like, yeah, he's good, he's strong, he can go toe-to-toe with the best, because we're left to assume that he could go toe-to-toe with the best, but we're not shown that he could because he loses so many fights. Anyways, with that being said, I think that's the end of the video. So yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, do all that other stuff, turn notifications on, please. A lot of you guys are not subscribed or even have that on. And yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.